was easy to feel something unnatural about the claim that Ava had avoided the accident by coincidence, because she alone had escaped to a hidden mansion. Furthermore, at the time, Hideyoshi's company had been right in the middle of a takeover struggle. In order to buy off the big stockholders, she wanted a large sum of cash. It shouldn't be too hard to find a motive there. But as a matter of fact, there had been nothing at all that implicated Ava as she went to the family conference. Nothing unnatural was found on her that could have been used to brutally murder her family and make it look like an accident. The servants who escaped harm by being off duty on that day also stated that they hadn't seen anything strange regarding anyone related to the event, Ava included. Putting all of that together, it can only be concluded that Ushiromi and Ava had headed to Rokkenjima for a normal family conference without any change, and had encountered an accident.
警察があれだけ散々調べて事件性を見出すことができなかった。
No, I don't trust the cops.
警察がそう断じた。
No, I don't trust them.
それでロケン島疑惑は決着じゃない
Hell
の
no. Hell no. Hell no. Listen. This is a piece of fiction, alright? And let me tell you, I've seen way too many pieces of fiction where cops that get bought out, or someone at the top, one of like the leaders gets bought out and tells the rest of them, nah. Or they'll fucking, tamper with evidence, shit like that. Like I said, on default, I ain't fucking with cops, but in any piece of fiction, alright, I ain't trust the cops. Alright? If someone says this happened, but the cops investigated, don't worry about it, I'm worried about it. Because fictional cops doing their jobs right? Ain't happening. Ain't happening.
それは単に警察は事件性を発見できなかったってだけの話じゃないんですか?
Also a good point. That's another thing. Either the cops get bought out or they're just fucking incompetent. That is also another thing. Or you're dealing with like a true mastermind who is able to like account for all this shit, which Ava, I see there's potential there. Bottom line, don't trust cops in fiction. Simple as that. A fictional cop tells you something, it's almost definitely wrong.
それを言い出したらキリがないな。悪魔の証明になっちまうよ。犯罪を暴くには証拠を見つければいい。でも無実を示すには何を見つけりゃいいんだい？消極的事実の証明は不可能だ。
エヴァおばさんが犯罪を犯したか否か、それを判断する材料が見つからないから、そのまま真相は迷宮入りということですね。
そうだな。エンジェちゃんの期待する言い方にするとそうなるな。エヴァさん自身にだって自分の無実は証明不能。あの島で不幸な事故があった。そしてたまたまエヴァさんが生き残った。しかもそれ以上のことは何も。つまるところ唯一の生存者であるエヴァさんの話を信じられるか否かってことになるわけさ。
I saw her shoot Battler in the fucking face. I don't believe it one bit.
俺は信じたよ。
You're an idiot.
指輪の話や彼女の尊敬できる家族愛、そして葬儀で見せた涙。
Yeah, she cried at the funeral. She didn't want her family to die, but they stood in the way. Well, like, once again, I don't think she killed Hideyoshi, but
それらを加味して考えて彼女の話を信じようと思ったんだ。
you didn't believe her story. You fell right into the palm of her hand. You're a chump.
でも私は信じない。
Yeah, let them know, Angie.
指輪なんて奪う気なら方法はいくらでもあるだろうし、家族仲が本当に良かったかなんて誰にも葬儀の涙が本物かなんて証明不能。
Let them know, Angie.
というか私はそもそもエヴァおばさんなんて大嫌い。
Me too, Angie. Bruh, Angie is me. I am Angie.
だから私は彼女の話を信じようなんて思わない。
事件の真相をどう見るか。俺とエンジェちゃんで真っ向から対立しちまったな。
I trust Angie.
俺たちに与えられてる情報は全く同じなのに全く異なる見解も持っちまう。こういうこと 政治や経済でもよくあるんだ。同じ事業をやっても必ず評価は分かれちまう。どうしてかわかるかい？
いいえ。
愛があるかどうかさ。
I swear if you spout that love cannot be seen
相
bullshit.
手に愛を感じてるかどうかで物の見え方は全く違うってことなんだ。好き
Okay.
な人が貧しい人に施しをすれば尊敬できるだろう。でも嫌いなやつが施しなんて始めたら売名行為だとかばらまき行政だとか非難合々さ。
I mean, you got a point there. You got a point. I definitely see that happen quite often with public figures nowadays. That, you know, someone who's generally not liked by the public, they announce like some big donations, like, ah, yeah, you're just doing that for the publicity, or you're just trying to do that to earn people's good favor. You don't really care. But then, like the few people that do like that person, they're like, oh my God, you're a saint, donating that much money, that's crazy. So he's definitely got a point there. He's definitely got a point in that one.
何をしてもしなくても愛があれば感謝し愛がなければ非難する。
Yeah, no, I see your point. I see your
それが
point.
世の中ってもんなんだ。
エヴァおばさんのことを信じられるか
She can't.
信じられないか、
Not one bit.
それだけの違いってことですか？
彼女を疑う人間には彼女が何をしてもしなくてもそれは実に不自然に見えるだ。逆もしかり。俺はね、世の中には真実なんてものはよっぽどのことがない限り
That's
存
quite
在しない
stable.
んじゃないかと。いや仮にもし真実が存在したとしても絶対性の宿らない真実なんてエヴァさんが物理的なアリバイを示したとしても君はそれを信じられたかい？
Normally, I'd say yes. But recently, I've been playing a little game called Lost Judgment. Alright, you might have heard of it. And let me tell you, I question any motherfucker regardless of alibi now. Because of that goddamn game. I won't fucking get into spoilers. Yeah, I'm also, you know, uploading those videos on the channel right now as we speak, so maybe peep those. But, yeah, no. Alibis don't mean shit to me anymore. Like, oh, I couldn't have done it. I was doing this. Were you? Were you? Huh. But that's the yeah. It's hard to counter that. I hate on Ava, so I'll probably deny any information beneficial to her. And interpret any neutral information in a negative way. In other words, the truth is already decided inside me. So just what in the world is this truth that I'm still searching for, unsatisfied?
そういうことす。つまり俺から何を聞こうとも何を聞いても今さら何も少なくとも今のエンジェちゃんじゃ仮に未知の真事実を掴んだとしても真相に至ることはでき。
私では真相に至れませんか？
だってエンジェちゃんはどんな新情報や新証拠が見つかったってエヴァさんが犯人だってスタンスは変えないんだろう。ならこれ以上何を調べたって意味はないじゃないか。君の中の真相はすでに決まっているわけさ。
Interesting. The truth inside of you is already decided.
だがもしエンジェちゃんがそれを真相と思わずにさらに奥深くの本当の真相にたどりもう話したつもりなんだけどな。なんだかわかるかい？
愛ですか？よく意味がわからないです。
Well, you see, Andrew, without love, it can't be seen.
エンジェちゃんは今エヴァさんを犯人だと仮定しでもそれじゃあ片目で物を見てるようなものなんだ。片目じゃどんなに目を凝らしても物を立体的に見ることはできないだろ。
Is that true? No, you can still see 3 dimensions. You just have poor depth perception. Like that's not quite how vision works. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure, you know, covering one eye And isn't all of a sudden, oh my god, I can only see 2D now. It's like, no, the world around you is still a very 3D world. Just because you only have one hole to look, it just limits your field of view. It doesn't change the dimensions you can see in. You still see three-dimensionally. You just have a smaller field of view. That's all it means. What are you talking about? What the fuck kind of analogy is this?
だから、もう一つ目がいるんだ。
No. It's just a wider field of view. Like, I'm sure there is more to it, because I know, like, some people, they lose an eye and it fucks with their depth perception and whatnot. They can't see things properly. It definitely fucks with your vision, but it doesn't... You don't all of a sudden go from seeing three-dimensional objects to two-dimensional objects. The world doesn't just flatten once you lose an eye. You still see in 3 dimensions. It's just a narrower field of view.
もちろん、今の目とは別の立場で。
Yes, it's in a different position to give you a wider field of view.
エヴァおばさんが犯人ではない。
So you're telling me to look at the world with my left eye, huh? Interesting.
あるいは本当に事故であるという仮定にも基づいて物事を見ろと。
そうそう、その通り。物事を考えるときには異なる立ち位置から見るようにするんだ。
You should spin the chessboard around. Come on, don't you know your mother's signature catchphrase?
そうじゃないと本当のことは何もわからない。新聞だってそうさ。一つの新聞だけじゃその記事を書いた記者の目線一つでしか物を見られない。
I think that's a better analogy is what you're trying to get at.
複数の新聞を読むことで初めて立体的かつ冷静に分析ができることもある。愛がなければ真実
You son of a bitch, I knew you would say it.
いいね。
Maybe you thought it interesting that such a flashy phrase would pop out of his mouth. For a while he laughed, looking pleased. At the same time, he was telling me that he'd said everything he knew, and that it was about time to leave. I understood that and got to my feet.
俺にもエンジェちゃんの気持ちがあんたが納得するようにしばらく好きにしたらいい。当時君は6歳だった。わけがわからないうちに家族を失い、未だに心の整理がつかない気持ち。よくわかる。
Well, yeah, lost her family and then had to deal with 12 years of Ava's bullshit. That's just fucking insult to injury, you know? It's like, yeah, no, she's definitely gonna struggle to, deal with the reality of losing her family at the age of 6. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot. That's definitely something that's gonna weigh on you as you fucking go through life. But then, over a decade of dealing with Ava and all the bullshit Ava put her through? Ava? Bruh, I can't imagine the fucking absolute fucking hellstorm that is fucking Ange's heart.
真相はわかるかもしれない。エヴァさんは犯人かもしれないし、犠牲者。エンジェちゃんが信じる真実が見つけられるのを祈ってるよ。若いうちの旅も貴重な経験かもしれない。
ありがとうございます。お忙しいところお邪魔して本当にすみませんでした。
Oh, we finally got a name for this dude.
いいっていいって。
Okunogi Tetsuro. Okay. I'm paying real close attention to people's names now because I think it was either 2 or 3 days ago, someone in the comments pointed out it was during the moment in episode 3 when all the servants are being sacrificed and whatnot, and someone just asked pretty innocently in the comments, hey, but by the way, you remember what Genji's first name is? And I thought about it, I couldn't remember exactly what it was. I knew it started with an R. I knew that much. It's Ronoe. Ronoe. One letter away from a certain demon's name. who apparently had a close connection with Genji. So now whenever like new names are introduced, I'm immediately like analyzing. I'm like, is there something here? Is that ringing any bells? Am I able to connect any dots there? For all I know, this dude right here, he's just some random fucking dude. I doubt it. If they give him a sprite and a name, chances are he holds some kind of significance. But he could also be just some random dude. I don't know. But now, like, the moment anyone new is introduced, like, here's their names. Like, their name? Okay, what about this name? What about this name? I'm fucking analyzing that shit now. Because the moment that clicked with me and I realized, like, oh, I see what's going on here. Now I'm everything. You gotta look at it with a fine-tooth comb, alright? Fucking hate it. Like, listen, so far this story's been decent, but goddamn. Sometimes it gets tiring having to think so much.
これからどうするんだ？
まあ適当に。事件関係者やその道の専門家ってやつに何人かアポを入れてるので、そちらを当たるつもりです。
Oh, hell yeah.
そうか。納得のいく答えが見つかるといいな。
At that time, Company President Okunogi's secretary came in, handing him a memo over his shoulder. He read it, then looked between it and my face.
エンジちゃん、旅に出てごらんと言った矢先で申し訳ないんだが、耳に入れといた方がいい情報だ。君、今だいぶやばいらしいね。
私の金を狙ってる。だからお金なんてくだらない。
だからって財産丸ごと売っ払って、全額をエンジェちゃんの財産で川残用してる連中が目ん玉飛び出しちまうよ。
ああ、スマデラの家ですか。あいつら、何を偉そうに保護者面して。
I haven't forgotten Aunt Ava. There's no way I'll put myself in the care of the Sumadera family. They probably want to, as Aunt Ava often threatened in the past. Cut off my arms and legs, throw me in a warehouse, and suck the Ushiromiya family's wealth dry.
スマデラ家の使いがここに来るそうだ。君を引き渡せと。いやいや、保護したいと言ってるな。
Run.
使いって？
君のおばだよ。キリエさんの妹さんだ。
Run.
君のことを妹のように思っていると前に話してたな。
ご冗談。せめて孫と言ってよ、あのババ。
文脈から見るに、君の意思は聞く気がないようだ。
Run.
地下2階の駐車場に車が待たせて行きなさい。
スマデラの家から引き渡せって言われてるんでしょ。
Okunoga to homie.
いいの？私を行かせて。
エンジェちゃんはきっと将来大物になるよ。この貸しはその時の出世払いってことにしとこう。行きな、早く。
Unless that car is part of the setup. Well, like Ange yourself said to Battle, you can't fucking trust anyone. Don't assume anyone's your ally. All right, just because they do something nice for you that works out in the moment, don't assume anyone's got your back. That's true for the game board, and that's true for this IRL shit that's happening. Like, nah, don't assume anyone's your homie unless you got like some actual proof that this person's had your back time and time again. But even if we take into consideration that, like, if we look at what happened with Ava on that island, even if they care about you, you gotta really look at that person and think, if push came to shove, how far would they be willing to go for certain things? So, honestly, I think I vibe too much with Angie's distrust of people. After bowing silently and deeply, Angie left that place at a dash. After watching her leave, the female secretary straightened her glasses and whispered,
スマデラ家からは足止めをしておくように行かせてよろしいのですか？
足止めならしたよ、十分。それに間に合わないのはスマデラの過失だね。エンジェちゃんには逃げろと言ったし、スマデラにはエンジェちゃんが来てるよと通報。捕まっても捕まらなくても双方に恨まれない。
Huh.
世の中は
Like I said, don't assume anyone's your homie. This man's just playing both sides. Like, listen, run. And then he goes to tell the other people, like, she's gonna be running down the hallway.
大丈夫。逃げおせるよ。 何しろ追ってまくためにビルから飛び降りられる子だからね。
Okanogi looked down again through a crack in the blinds, muttering, "Nope, definitely couldn't do it." Angie wasn't a fool herself. She got off the elevator brought on the 3rd floor. Taxi in the 2nd level of the basement. That's so neat and clean that I don't like it. Hell yeah. Probably better to refuse for now. My enemies aren't fools either. They're probably waiting in the 1st floor lobby as well as the underground parking lot. It's such a massive building. Instead of getting anxious and escaping outside, maybe it's better to stay inside and wait it out. No, that's useless. If they get their hands on a security room in a modern building like this, I'll have nowhere to run to. This entire building is like a massive dead end. The 3rd floor is the business floor. A young girl like me will clearly stick out. Trying not to stand out any more than I had to, I walked at a brisk pace searching for an emergency exit. It'd be perfect if that staircase was an outside one. I found the door to the emergency exit. After opening the heavy door, I found the outside staircase I'd hoped for. I bumped into a man who looked like an employee skipping work and smoking a cigarette. After glaring at me, he quickly crushed out his cigarette and went away. It looked like there was no one below. If I'm going to escape, now's my only chance. Not quite! Yep, just when I thought that, a black car slid right under me and came to a sudden stop with an incredible squealing of the tires. Judging by the sound of the tires, it seemed they had several other allies, and that one of them had come here to block this path.
かすみおばさん、やるじゃない。非常口から出てくるメイにまで送迎車を送るなんて。
Bam, bam. The doors of the cars were forcibly opened and 3 black-suited men jumped out, flicking up the emergency staircase. Crap, our eyes met.
12、マルタイ発見。北西側非常階段3階。応援。エンジェ様、そこを動かれませんように。ご無礼を失礼します。
3 of them began to clamber up the emergency exit. They already announced that they planned to be rough. That's pretty bad. As long as they don't stop breathing, they've probably been ordered to grab me no matter what, even if they gotta rip out one of my arms. Click, 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 click. Their heavy wild footsteps became a helix and began to rise from the lower floors, getting closer. In the entrance lobby of the building, a woman with 7 black-suited guards behind her advanced at a leisurely pace. Seeing this ostentatious entrance, the security guards with the building ran up to them, asking if they had an appointment.
これだから東京人名乗らせなければ相手の格もわからない。
失礼いた。当社ではご来賓の皆様にはフロントにて席。
下がれ。私はお前たちの社長に呼ばれてきたんだよ。
Jesus.
おこのぎ哲郎を呼んでおいで。呼びつけておいて出迎えもないとはね。これだから東京人は。
これはようこそ後ろ宮グループへ。妻寺かすみさん。
The secretary behind him, Okanogi, dashingly appeared from the elevator. Even though both of them wore bold smiles, they were wrapped in a tension reminiscent of the smell of gunpowder.
エンジェはどこ？姉さんのかわいい姪を迎えに来たのよ、私は。
後ろ宮グループでは時間厳守がモットーでし、時間を守れない人間は契約も守れないってのが先代会長。
東京まで呼びつけてなんてざまなの。逃がしたわね。
逃げられたと言ってもらいたいですな。これでも随分足止めはしたんです。さすがに蹴取られましてね。妻寺さんが時間通りに来てくれれば問題はなかったのですが、これだから地方人はルーズで困るんです。
今なんとこの私になんと。
You couldn't sense any of Kirie's open frankness in Kasumi's face. She wore the arrogance of the ancient Sumadera family towards the ruined Ushiromiya family, as well as pride because she didn't want anyone to notice that her family was declining so much that they couldn't ignore the Ushiromiya family's wealth. Even at a glance, it was easy to understand why Ange hated her aunt so deeply. She couldn't stand even a slight insult, and though she still smiled, her eyebrow twitched. At that time, the black-suited man behind Kasumi whispered to her.
エンジ様を発見しました。対応中です。
あら、間に合ってよ。ありがとうね、お好み。ようやくやんちゃな姪を連れて帰れそうだわ。私、あの子と一緒にゆっくりとお茶室で語ら。
Yikes.